People who actually change their life are never realistic. They're delusional.
If I was to quit rapping and I said I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No, you would.
Yes.
No, you would.
Yes, I would.
No, you would.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you could make it to the NBA?
Because I think I could do anything.
And then they work like psychopaths until it's actually real. Every icon you can name, Kanye West, Steve Jobs, your favorite actors, at some point, everybody around them thought, who does this guy think he is? And honestly, if nobody's ever thought that about you, you might not be aiming high enough. If you have a dream and you're trying to be reasonable about it, you're already lost. The people who actually pull off crazy things, they're not realistic. They're delusional with discipline. They hold this completely irrational belief that I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know this is happening. My only job is to work until reality catches up to me. Look at someone like Kanye. Before the Grammys, before the fashion, before the stadiums, he was literally a kid from Chicago telling everyone, I'm the greatest. I'm a genius, I'm gonna change music. And people laughed. People called him arrogant, insane, out of touch. And yes, he's a complicated example now with a lot of wild behavior, and we're not co-signing that. But the early career blueprint is undeniable. He had delusional belief first, and proof came later. And it was the same thing with Steve Jobs. This man walked into rooms with a plastic box and told people, this is gonna change the world. At the time, it was just a box. No normal, reasonable person looks at that and thinks, yeah, obviously the whole planet is gonna be reorganizing their life around this. Jobs was delusional, but delusional enough to see a future that didn't exist yet, and is stubborn enough to drag the world there. Even as an actor, every person you admire has some version of this story. There's always a moment where they're not booked, not chosen, not famous, not the guy yet.
You're not that guy, pal, trust me. You're not that guy.
But in their head, they are. They walk into drama class, into auditions, onto tiny sets with this quiet, insane belief. I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm meant for more than what my life looks like right now. That's delusion. But here's the key. Delusion without work is just fantasy. But delusion with work is strategy. I'm an actor. I experience failure all the time. Every audition I show up, I give my best. I care about the lines, the choices, the moment, and then sometimes my best is not enough. Not because I suck, but because everything is not meant for you. Maybe they wanted someone taller. Maybe they wanted someone older. Maybe the director's cousin got the part. A lot of that is out of my control. If my confidence was built on results only, bookings and callbacks and yeses, I'd quit in a week. The only reason I'm still here is because of this one feeling in my chest that I can't shake. That thing in your heart. The one thing that keeps whispering, this is what you're supposed to be doing. That's not an accident. That's not random. That's a signal.
See, this stuff that you've been imagining is not hocus pocus. God is showing you a preview of a coming attraction he has for you.
And your job is to be delusional enough to trust that signal, even when the scoreboard says you're losing. Let me make this practical. There are two types of people watching this, the hope and wait crowd and the believe and work crowd. The hope and wait crowd says, I hope something happens for me. They dabble, they post once in a while, they only try when they feel motivated, and the second life punches them in the face, they pull back and say, maybe it's not meant to be. The believe and work crowd says, I know this is happening. I just haven't earned it yet. They still feel doubt, they still feel fear, but they show up anyway. Auditions fully present, even after 10 rejections. They make the video, they post the work, they study, they improve, they keep swinging.
I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever. And I had nothing at that time, so it was like, but it just made me feel better. It made me, at that time, all it really was for me was kind of making me feel better. I would drive home and think, well, I do have these things, and they're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
Externally, both groups might look the same for years. Same city, same age, same interests. And then one random year, the delusional one comes out of nowhere. But they didn't. They were just working while everyone else was negotiating with their own fear.
So didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years. And I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. And I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff. And just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million.
Here's the part that people don't like to hear. Some of the things that you want, you're not gonna get them. Some jobs, some relationships, some roles, they're not for you. You're gonna give it your best and still lose. And that's okay, because the stuff that's truly yours, if you stay in motion, if you stay in the game, if you stay delusionally consistent, that thing will never miss you. You might not get it on your timeline, you might not get it in the way that you pictured, but it will not miss the version of you that keeps sharpening their skill, keeps putting themselves in the rooms that they're supposed to be in, and refuses to retire the dream early because it didn't happen fast enough. We love these big names because on some level, we recognize the feeling in them that we felt in ourselves. The sense of, I know I'm more than what my life currently reflects. The difference is, they never turn that feeling off. They let people call them crazy. They let people laugh. They let people talk, and they kept building. So let me ask you straight. What are you quietly delusional about? What's the thing you know you're supposed to be doing, even if the results don't match yet? Being delusional isn't about pretending it's easy. It's about saying, I see the odds. I see the obstacles. I see where I'm falling, and I am still all in on this. That's the energy I'm choosing. I'm an actor and I'm a creative. I'm not there yet. I fail all the time, but I'm unavailable for the version of my life where I quit on the thing I can't stop thinking about. If you're the same, if there's something in you that refuses to die no matter how many L's you take, be delusional with me. Not just in your head, in your calendar, in your habits, in the amount of times you're willing to try again. If this hit you even a little bit, do two things. Comment and tell me what's one thing you're delusional enough to keep chasing, no matter how long it takes. And subscribe if you want to be around someone who's in it with you, failing, learning, and still somehow believing this whole thing is gonna work out. Because the world is full of realists who quietly give up. I'd rather be one of the crazy ones who did it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and check out some of my other ones. Or don't, I'm still gonna make the content anyways.